Let's get it on. Oh, are we on? Hello. So we decided to do something a little different today, y'all. What is going on? We are here for day 5 of the Perkins Tice heads up battle. I'm Ebony Kenny, and I am joined today by Scott Moskowitz. Did I pronounce it correct?
Amazingly, yes, you did.
Yes.
That you are in rarefied air getting that one right. First shot out of the box.
Let's go.
Yeah. This is going to be awesome. Heads up, and a sort of a different format. I know I'm already seeing some of the no ACR show today. I knew that was going to be just an avalanche of where's Train?
Yeah, the thing is, Train's here. He's behind the scenes, y'all. He's here. I know, but don't worry. I think we're still going to. I think we're still doing giveaways. Can I get confirmation? I do believe we're doing a $55 giveaway every hour. So I know, I'm sorry to tell y'all, no ACR show, but bonus, you get a 2-for-1 deal, me and Scott, and we're still giving away $55 tickets every single hour. So
absolutely, and you can get your dose of Train in the chat room. You know, he'll be here. He'll be here with us throughout this match. But this should be awesome. You know, we're gonna watch a couple of. I was gonna say a couple wizards, but maybe like one wizard and one like wizard apprentice. I don't know. How would you classify Perkins in this context?
I would say, well, I mean, he's got a lot more heads up experience than I do. That's for sure. So, in that realm, if I'm comparing him to me, definitely a wizard, but. I guess he's the recreational player, but he's done so much work in the past 4 months in preparation for this challenge. And man, I think he is moving into, specialist zone, maybe.
We were talking a little bit about this before we went live here, which is our experience with heads up and it being like fairly limited, especially in this sort of a setting for real stakes, very competitive competition, and that it just being something that neither one of us personally ever focused on too much to pursue other forms of poker like live cash games and casinos and tournament play and stuff. So like when you're watching this, what are you looking for?
I'm a big bet sizing person. I mean, that's something that I've picked up on a lot and something I'm really good at picking up on. So for me, I'm looking at, there's obviously, I guess Bill changed some things up. He had some timing tells, but definitely bet sizing, picking up on some of the check raise sizings, because check raising, out of the blind is, out of position is, I guess I can't say a trending thing, but it's a GTO thing happening right now in poker, especially heads up. So picking up on those, different, oh my God, they are started. Okay, let's go.
Now, just to clarify, this is a no limp game. There shall be no limping in. So you must open for a min raise, and that, we'll basically turn this into what, a 200, 400, 800.
Yeah, it's for those of you who are just tuning in. So if this is your first time here or first time hearing about the match, if you came here for the ACR show, but you're going to stay here for the action, you're in the right place, because these two have decided to play 20,000 hands. So far, we have the total hands you'll see on the screen, 1,681 hands. And Perkins is down 54,000. Landon did give Perkins a 9 big blind advantage. So he's starting out with a $720,000 deficit, 9 big blind per hand. So.
And they don't let it get too deep stacked, right? Is it if anyone gets to 120, we reset?
They get to exactly that. When they get to 300 big blinds, they reset. So.
Yeah. And we are just a little fun, insider. Ebony is calling this from Toronto, Canada. Or I'm sorry, wait, no, Toronto. I'm not supposed to pronounce the second T, right? Toronto, I've been told. And I'm here in North Idaho near Coeur d'Alene. So we're actually
North
not that
Idaho.
far. Yeah, we're not that far apart. Actually, I was going to be like, around the globe, but not really. Kind of close.
All right, so we do have a pot brewing on the left-hand side right out of the gates. They're like 3 or 4 hands in, and we got 13K in the middle already. So let's see, we were picking up action. The turn gets checked.
Now, obviously, the avatar that Landon is playing with is his likeness.
And Bill is obviously, that's definitely him. And if you guys can't see on the left-hand side, we do let you know, Gas Trader is Bill. Bill takes it down that pot with pocket eights, and then Absolute Go is Landon. And yeah, slow start versus last session.
Well, what happened last session?
Literally the first hand that we tuned into, they got it all in pre aces versus kings.
Oh, king. Oh, I heard about that. Yes, that's right. And yeah, Perkins had the aces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good, man. Yeah, it's nice to see a lot of familiar names in the chat. It's been a while. The last ACR broadcast that I did was at the Cage in October of 2019. Oh no, January 20. But still, man, it's been a long time. So it's nice to see all you guys, and it's nice to be back in the ACR streets.
Yeah, it's different for me to be on this side. Like, I enjoyed it last time. I commentated with Rob the last stream for the fourth match they did a couple days ago, and so now it's fun for me to be on this side of it versus playing and streaming. So it's a completely different monster. I just have to remember to keep focused about the action.
Well, right. I mean, when you're in it, you can only focus on the action, you know. As anyone who is familiar with my approach to this will know, like, I see you, Portland Playboy, he knows what's up. Yeah. I have much preferred, as it turns out, as much as I love playing, being on this side of it, because you get to, like, see everything that's going on, and you get to, like, always be sort of right, but also because I look around at the competition, and man, people are just so good. They're just so good, yeah. And it's just hard to beat games with consistency when you're playing against this kind of competition. So I'll be right here in this chair and enjoying watching these wizards work their magic.
Yeah. And Landon did just take down a couple hands ago on the left-hand side. He check raised on the turn from Bill bet 3K, and Landon made it 12K and did take it down. So this is the thing that I'm looking for, are these check raise sizes, to see if there's any variance and on what texture of board. This will be the thing. I think this is what's going to separate, being able to, I guess, pick up on things and get better and extract some value or make big laydowns, heads up. So let's see, is ACR show still a thing? Yes, it'll be back on Friday.
Yeah, Train, super fun to watch doing these ACR shows, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at noon. Always have a blast tuning in and watching his show. There's a little change of pace for, the foreseeable little while. I mean, we expect this to go like up to 40, perhaps even 50 rounds, sort of in that range. And we are on only number 5 right now.
Yeah, we did some fun math the other day. They're averaging about 450 hands per session. The last session, they got a little under that. But based on that math, they're going to do about 45 sessions, but because they went under last time, we just expect them, about 50 sounds about right, I think.
Here we've reached the river on one board. Man, keeping up with 2. This is nar. Looks like we've hit the turn. Very similar board textures here. Not a ton going on. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Pot size. I wonder how much folding we're going to see pre-flop. I noticed Bill do that at like maybe 2 or 3 in a row there a couple moments ago, where I'm assuming we're going to see that very infrequently, where it's open for the raise, open for the min raise, fold. Obviously not a great strategy for, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. I mean, how selective are you going to be in a situation like this?
Say that again. Open for the min raise.
Like, in other words, how often are you going to be actually just like open for the min raise and fold? I mean, like you're sort of like prepared to play every hand kind of a mindset, right?
Yeah, I guess like if you have the button, you should be opening about 80% of hands, but I'm sure that they have their ranges locked down. Who knows? Like, it honestly, I think a couple of different factors could come into play. We have seen some just folds from the button, so from both players. So it is going to be interesting to see if that strategy evolves, if they decide to switch it up. I don't know, personally, I love when I have the button, I love raising any 2, mostly any 2. but I'm also aware that they have to play 20,000 hands. And so doing that is consistently, it just depends on who your opponent is. And obviously, because they're playing so many hands against each other, they have to get super grounded and super like set in what their strategy is and execute that on the best level. So here's another check raise.
Yep, the out of position check raise.
Mm-hmm. On a monotone, super coordinated board. And
Yeah.
I wonder what this turn is going to bring.
You know, we could easily be looking at dummy straight versus high straight in a situation like this, and especially with Bill's call on the flop there. Although we were reviewing some hands before we went live here, and the float by calling the check raise on the flop is happening with, you know, maybe not frequency, but it's definitely happening. They don't necessarily need to have a piece to call a check raise on the flop.
Yeah, if they have any backdoor equity, it's fine to be floating in positions at a high frequency, but it does really depend on, you know, how often, you know, your opponent who check raise, how often they're going to be barreling on the turn. So it is so Landon does take that down on the turn. He does barrel and takes it down, and so
sort of a flip-flopped positions here on each table early in this match.
Also, don't forget, y'all, we are giving away a $55 ticket every hour on this stream. You must be following the ACR show, or this ain't the ACR show. You must be following America's Card Room to be eligible. And so if you don't know where it is, it's like down there. You hit that heart button.
You know, but
ACR show got him.
We'll see if we can work in some train-isms throughout the show, just to keep you guys satiated. You know, we'll give you a little hit of train here and there.
So just seeing, Bill does check two pair at a position. He turned two pair and does check the river. So Bill does a lot of he likes to trap a lot, is something I've noticed. He likes to trap like his hands that he like his bigger hands that he has no interest in folding. So it'll be interesting to see if he finds a way to kind of like extract some value in those spots, because I think Landon is starting to pick up on the fact that Bill does check back some of his monster hands.
Mm-hmm. And just in time for him to pick up on that, I'm sure Bill will change up right quick.
They're going to keep us on the edge of our seats here.
Right, we're hanging a cheek. Yeah, talking about wet fire. Has that won a Grammy yet? I heard it was nominated. I bet I'm not sure if it won.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, Ebony. Click the link there that Nightbot just did from right there, Wet Fire. You haven't seen wait a minute.
I think I'm afraid to do that.
Talking about Wet Fire.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna play this after. This is hilarious.
You're welcome.
I don't know if I should say thank you yet.
Well, you're welcome anyway.
Oh, that's great. Don't do what Scott tells you to do ever.
Oh, how dare you, please. I give wonderful advice. Is Landon the person who is in Ryan DePaulo's vlogs? The Name Is Me. I know he's been like helping out with some behind the scenes stuff. I'm not sure. Has Landon made appearances in Ryan's vlogs?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe everyone has made appearances in Ryan's vlogs.
I guess you're right. Yeah, totally. We should just go on the list of who hasn't. It's a much shorter list.
I don't think I have.
You haven't been in. You haven't. Really? You haven't made a single frame of a Ryan vlog?
I don't think so.
You know what? Well, all that means is that when the cage finally returns, you got to hit the next one, and then you will for sure be a feature.
Yeah, I think it's Ryan. Ryan knows. He's like, oh, I don't want Ebony to steal the show. It's fine.
Oh yeah. He has to be the star. He's the alpha, and if you're in it, it's trouble. I gotcha.
So we are 37 hands into this match so far, and Perkins is down 3K. Is that what that says? Let me see here. Dun, dun.
Yeah, and I think that's updating. Is that updating every hand? Are they
Yeah,
real
they
time?
are on top of it. Shout out to the ACR team behind the scenes working all of this magic so we can bring y'all the action for this heads up match.
Always A+ producers with ACR. God love you guys. Landon's in a ton of Ryan's vlogs. Yeah, it makes sense. Where's he based out of? Is he in Vegas?
Ryan?
No, not Ryan's New York, right? I think.
Yeah, New York and Vegas. Oh, Landon, Vegas.
Yeah. Okay, Vegas. Yeah, makes sense.
Just how international are we today? Where are Perkins and Tice each playing from? Bill could literally be playing anywhere in the world, so we don't know. I assume that Landon's playing from Vegas.
I think I heard that Perkins was on his yacht in the Black Sea.
What a
satellite
life.
internet, playing high stakes heads up, clicking buttons. Landon is in Vegas but travels for big tournaments. Yeah, right on. Thank you, Crazy Kmo. All right, we've hit the turn. We got a couple big pots developing here. Almost 10K between the tables at this exact moment. Ooh, and a quick call here on the turn from
yeah, this is
Bill.
Interesting. Bill's just electing to check call. He check called a 660 bet on the flop and then a $2,100 bet on the turn. So we'll see what he checked again. So this will be interesting.
Two big bets back to back here from Landon. About a 2/3 pot bet here on the river, and Bill, I'm guessing with this, how quick his call was on the turn. Ace X, not terrific? Or would we have already seen a river call? Look him up. That river card is, if you have something that, oh, a raise, I didn't expect that. Whoa. Big raise.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out if Landon is serious or if he was just yoking around. He was.
And he does take it down. So that's the check call, check raise. You know what I would love to see? The double check raise, the 3x check raise. Like, when was the last time that happened?
Oh man, I mean, have you ever actually pulled that off? IRL?
I have.
Have you?
I have. I've done it live, and it was like when I did it on the third time, when I did it on the river, the whole table like erupted.
Of course they did. You 3 times. I mean, even just getting check raise, being on the bad end of it, getting check raised twice, you feel like such an idiot. You know, like they check raise the flop, you call, and then they check you again on the turn. You're like, all right, like I get, and then you fire and you get check raised again. You're like, you just feel like the biggest ass in the world. I don't think I've ever been check raised 3 times, mostly because I'm so goddamn embarrassed by the second one. I just fold.
Yeah, I think I have the girl element, right? They're like, no way she's gonna do this a third time, please.
Right. Of course. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever actually pulled it off on the good end. For sure, twice. For sure, 3. It does not immediately come to mind.
So we have another check raise from Bill, or no, this was just a raise from Bill on the river, and he does take down that pot. So let's see.
Now you mentioned the girl thing. I've sort of heard the consensus, if you want to call it that there tends, maybe this is less the case these days, or maybe not, that you tend to be like either underestimated or coddled. Is that true?
Yes.
So you would
Accurate.
say, is it fair to say that you just have like an inherent advantage as a grill?
There are some disadvantages, but I think that there's a lot of, I mean, I get paid in spots I shouldn't. I've actually had somebody in a cash game tell me to fold when I like bet. I had the second nuts on the river, and I bet, and he raised all in, and he was like, I have the nuts, just fold. And he was like the nicest little old man. And he was like, just fold, I don't want to take your money. And I folded in a spot that like no one would ever fold. And then he showed his hand, he had the nuts, and he gave me my river bet back.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
That was at the Venetian and playing 2-5. Yeah, like so I have had some things for sure happen that are just outrageous.
Now I have a question about that river bet, but in the meantime, there's over 10K in the middle here on the table on the left. And we'll see if Perkins wants to make a turn bet here as the board pairs jacks. He does not. It goes check, check. River is kind of a brick. I would expect to see a bet here from Landon more often than not. Indeed, we have a little over, almost like about a 2/3 pot bet. 7 into 10 and change.
Oh my gosh, I am loving this. It feels like Bill is in a different gear this session.
Wow.
This is like the 4th or 5th time we've seen him raise river already, and he's raising huge.
Now if he has the jack there, the check behind on the turn makes him that river bet from Landon, then goes for value and doesn't get it. If he is somehow I don't really know what he would be bluffing with, but some aggression from Perkins pays off. Mm-hmm. So with that river bet, now when the guy went to hand it back to you, did you have any like, I have too much honor to take it, or were you just like, give me the money?
I told him no, and he was like, no, like he was right next to me, and I was like, no, like, you know, and he was like, go buy. He found out I had 2 kids. He was like, buy some groceries for your kids, you know, and I was like, okay, like,
alrighty.
I said no the first time, but you're gonna try to give it to me a second time. I'm not gonna say no. It was like $600. I'm like, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do multiple laps with you. Like, I'll do 1 lap, but if you insist, then all right, I'll head to Target and get some Captain Freaking Crunch, okay?
What is up, Stozy and Crazy Cosmo, 2 of my favorites in the house. How often are the current session stats updated? They are updated every couple of hands, as quickly as they can. So we got another pot brewing on the left here.
You make a good point, Killer Kill 420. You know, Ebony would not abuse her children with Captain Crunch by making them cut up the tops of their mouths with that freaking razor blade. It's a full of razor blades, man. Really.
I love Captain Crunch.
I do too, but both are true. It's wonderful and it's razor blades.
So Bill does take down that hand. So he's increased his lead in this session to $19,000. So yeah, Flannel Pants, that is the key. Let it soak in the milk just for like 30, 45 seconds. Anything longer is outrageous. It's like a tattoo worth the pain. Oh my gosh, y'all are amazing.
Captain Crunch is like a tattoo. If you take away anything from today's ACR stream, it should be that.
So Bill does check call a flop bet of 660, and they see the turn, and it brings the flush draw in. So it will be interesting to see if Landon is going to continue here after Bill's check. And he does. Oh my gosh, and that snap call.
Snippety.
And he is checking again.
This is just another spot where Bill is at least making it look like he has ace X and doesn't want to fold. Like, you got the flush, Landon? Call check. And Landon says, I got a 5K bet, Perky. What you gonna do? And we're gonna find out here momentarily. And he does have the flush. You got the flush, Landon? Yup, sure do.
Can we see the replay on that hand? It'd be interesting to see. This is interesting. This is because we've seen a lot of check call, and a few check calls from Bill, but mostly some check raises on the river. So this is an interesting spot that this is the hand that he chooses to check call. So I would like to see what that is. I
would be shocked if it wasn't just like ace 10, ace jack, you know, just a decent ace, and he doesn't want to give Landon credit for the flush.
Yeah, you think he probably has a heart there, maybe blocking.
Yeah, sure. With how quick the call was, sure, that makes sense that he would have a heart, make it a little harder for Landon to have it.
Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Milk is the nuts. It is.
Train loves Sour Patch Kids, even though his mouth will basically bleed and he can't taste anything for the next 2 days. I mean, dude, you can't eat a freaking 5-gallon jug full of them. You know, it may be about the quantity, my man. You got all that citric acid just eating up your mouth.
Longcar, hello. Let's
what up,
go.
Longcar?
Shout out Longcar Poker, y'all.
Best home game in the biz.
Yeah, one of the nicest guys in poker.
Yeah, he's okay. Have you played his home game on Friday nights?
I've played it once, but I haven't played it in a while.
Ooh, we have a huge overbet here from Bill on the river. 999 and Landon raises. So good.
Oof.
And what is Bill doing here? I mean, does Landon? Of course I was going to say, does he have the stones to do this without the case 9? But of course he does. Tough
How many
spot
total
for
hands
Bill.
will be there in this challenge? Pasta, there's going to be 20,000 hands total. So buckle up because we are in for the long haul. This is going to take a few months at least. And Landon does take it down.
Wow, what a sick raise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sick.
Do we have that replay for the Jack 6 of Hearts hand, Fat Train, by the way?
Yeah, what we want to know what ace Bill had.
Oh yeah, thank you. I just wanted to bump it in case you forgot. Oh, my daughter's calling me.
Stozy Pokes, you Googled me to find out who I am, and the first few things say that I died in 2020. Welcome back to life in 2021. No, I'm still dead, dude. I'm still dead. I can call poker shows from beyond the grave. By the way, the biggest, as long as we're talking about bleeding mouths, the biggest mouth bleeder candy of all time, Jawbreakers. Remember the giant Jawbreakers? Did you ever used to lick the giant freaking Jawbreaker until your damn tongue bled?
Yeah, it not until it bled, it would feel like sandpaper.
Yeah,
it's
yes.
Horrible.
Yeah, but if you push past the sandpaper.
Right. Here is the replay talking about sandpaper.
Yes, thank you.
So we have the raise from the button. Bill does call, and obviously the flop came ace 7 deuce 2 hearts. You bet that 660. You bet like 2,100 here on this turn.
Indeed, yeah.
2,200, yeah.
And that was a very quick call by Bill, and then a snap check on the river by Bill, which again just smacks of like ace 10 with the 10 of hearts or something like that.
Maybe even ace 5 sometimes. Not good enough to raise, but
whoa, he had a set of 2s. Oh my god. Okay, so it made sense. Like he has a good hand he doesn't want to fold. The snap turn call, snap check river.
Just the flat on the flop? What the heck? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I guess like, all right, well, let's say Landon has an ace there, and if Bill raises with the 2s, is he's getting a call from an ace?
Yeah, they're heads up for sure. He's gonna get a call.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting.
And with the 2 hearts, and then Bill didn't have any hearts. Like he just has to. There's just a check raise, especially. I guess you want to keep his bluffs in, but like, come on, it's an ace high board, and like, yeah. Oh my god. That's gnarly.
Super unlucky for Bill there. That's a cooler. He does make a big, a nice 6,700 and change bet into 10K here on the right side table, and Landon has 3 options.
Oh yeah, Fat Train. Yeah, we know there's no timing values. We just both remembered that Bill did snap call on that turn. It was crazy.
He did. He snap called turn and snap checked river.
Yeah.
Which makes, I thought ace X, but set makes even more sense. Where it's just like, I'm not folding, but I also don't want to lose everything.
Wow, that's an interesting spot. Like, I think you just have to check raise all day. I don't know that. Man.
Well, especially given how many flop check raises that this match has been exhibiting, you know, you would think that perfect. Now I actually have a real hand. I'm going to do the exact same thing.
For sure. And then as played, I think it's fine. Like he just has to check call. He can't fold. So since he elected to just flat the flop, that I think, you know, check calling turn, check calling river is yeah, I think it's fine. Are they chatting with each other while playing? I think they have their cameras up, but I don't know if they're talking.
I think they just had one of those like MMA meetups pre-match where they like stood nose to nose and threatened each other, and then that was it. Now they're just playing.
It's the way in.
Oh, okay. Big pot developing here on the right side. Well, both, but we have a big pop and a call to the flop. Just a cool 16 grand on the table in between the two at this moment. That's a lot of groceries at Target.
Who grocery shops at Target?
I don't know. I tried to come up with the most like low rent option I could. But evidently a lot of people, because they have a huge grocery section.
I mean, I used to when I lived in, there was an area I lived in Fort Myers where they had the super Target, and they had a really good selection of organic stuff and grass-fed stuff. So I did used to shop there. So I guess I can't. I'm over here saying who shops at Target.
Who shops at Target?
Shitting on myself.
Oh wait, me.
All right. So despite losing that set versus the flush hand, Bill still has a $23,000 lead in this match, in this current session, not in the match, but in the session.
He's quickly making headway on his deficit here. He's worked it down to minus 32, which, as you can see, is easily make-upable. They've got a lot of money on the tables.
So Bill did 3-bet pre-flop to 4,400 to Landon's 1K open. And he is c-betting here on this King 9 deuce flop, the table on the left. And while we're waiting on Bill he bets about 75% pot does take it down. So nice little pot there for Bill. Don't forget, y'all, we are giving away a $55 ticket. You have about 30 minutes. Get your booties in there, hit that follow button, and then type in the chat ACR team. That's the only way you can be eligible. Get in there. So on the right-hand side, we have I didn't see the action, but we have a chunky bet, about 2/3 pot from Bill, and Landon did raise and takes it down.
Hefty raise, and Bill was just joking. Play angry. I don't shop at no fancy Target. It's Wally World for us country folk. Any port in a storm, brother.
So Bill does call twice here, or did he? Oh, I missed the action, but I think Bill bet flop, Landon check called, and then led turn. Ooh. So the match stats include the handicap. They do not. So everything is just starting at 0 because they're going to be retroactively, what's the word I'm looking for? Applying the 9 big blinds that they agreed upon. So there's no point in us, having that there. That'd be way too much to consider. So this is just, we're starting at 0. Here's what it is. And Perkins was down 29K in the challenge. Oh, there is my alarm. I am open and receptive to all the good and abundance in the universe. Thank you, life. That is my daily my daily
Fortune cookie.
affirmation.
Yeah.
No matter where I am or what I'm doing, I stop and make sure I say that out loud.
They used to have the calendars that would sit on your desk, and you'd tear away a sheet every day, and there'd be a new one. Now it comes in on your phone. What times we live in.
What?
Juicy ace of spades here on the turn. It's good enough for a bet from Landon.
After seeing Bill just play the set of deuces the way that he did, it is going to be. I wonder what his plan is then to build pots when he has it. Like if he has one, or if he's just waiting till rivers to raise, because that's what it seems like is happening.
Yeah.
And here's a 3-bet from Bill on the left. Landon does call.
Open check over to Landon. That's interesting. Open check from Bill here. Set himself up for another one of them out of position check raises. Or just check.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh.
Wow. 3-bet and just chooses to check folds. That's
Quickly.
Interesting.
I wonder, yeah, like just 2 black 3s, or just like far away from him, and he just doesn't even want to mess around.
Sean Wall says, I wonder why they both always seem to use the 960 pre-open size. So I've seen Landon actually uses the 1K open and Bill uses the 960 open. And that's probably a strategy that their teams, their coaches have helped them come up with, and this is what they've gone with.
I also did hear that, because of course you can change your view between big blinds and actual money. So sometimes, that might be a factor if they have it set to blinds, and, according to them, they're making a 4 big blind bet, but on the cash side, it looks wonky. That could be a reason why. Like, I think I saw basically an all-in from Bill from a previous stream. And he left himself $1 and some dollar.
Oh, he's done that so many times in this match already.
Yeah, I think I do believe that is the reason.
I personally think he's leaving that $1 behind so he can just be like, I'm just gonna mess with you mentally.
That is also an option. That could be.
So Bill's lead for this session is cut down to 9K. It was up to, I believe it was up to 26K at one point for this session only, and it is down to 9K. But I think that the total challenge, what you're seeing, that number is getting updated when the session hands get updated. See, I just answered your question, Dutchman, right when you asked. That's why they keep changing, because they are being updated in real time. Yeah.
Can we get a replay on that last hand train? Was it 8-10? We did get a quick call from Perkins on the river there, and Landon showed his ace top pair. That wasn't good. I would like to know what Bill called with. Quick call too. Worse ace potentially.
So we're seeing a very interesting river here on the right-hand side. This is a soaking wet board.
Indeed. Man.
Not really any money into the pot, so.
Could easily be a 9 or an ace from Landon. We're going to find out momentarily. He does have 2 aces, and he has the Broadway straight. There's another one. Was that 3-2-3-5 would be a good replay too? Did Perkins just have a 9? Just call with the bad end of the straight. Seems like the most logical explanation for the quick call.
The auto top up does make it harder for viewers to understand who's up and down, but not a biggie. Obviously, they want to be 100 big blinds deep. Yeah, we have no control. Obviously, they're going to be doing that for sure. You know, they want to give themselves the best chance to make the most money whenever they can, and having the auto top up is good. We're just trying to, you know, we'll try to keep you in the loop as best as we can, but no promises. Yeah, and exactly what Train said. That's why we try to keep the stats updated on the left as real time as possible, so you know exactly what's happening. Ryan Rich, tickets go out for the Friday free roll. I'm not sure, but probably sometime soon. And Perkins, they are even now for the session. As of right now, Perkins he had a 26K lead this session, and that is chopped down to 0.
It evaporates quickly at these stakes. Landing, adding an extra 3K and change on that last hand. Any plans for additional ACR live events, Sean Wall? It's a good question. Things have been so up in the air with live events, and I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So in the chat, I bet you we can get some information regarding that as the show goes on.
Thank you, Kate Swift.
Is that right, Train? Is that a for sure? The Cage is coming back in 2022. It sounds like it, and I think we all hope so. That's it's a rumor. Okay, we're whispering about it.
Yeah, we're at the mercy of, you know, the status of the pandemic and what all of pretty much everything. Like, I think what every business, what every tour is kind of like, they're just like, oh, depends on how well things go with the pandemic. The Cage, would love to play it one day. Well, as soon as they have some dates, I think we will have, they have the satellites for Cage packages. So it'll be fun. Get in there.
Yeah, win your way to Costa Rica and come have a blast with us down there.
Yeah, it'll be my first time once I'm down there. So I'm excited about the madness.
Have you been to Costa Rica at all before?
I have not.
Wonderful country.
So Landon slowly inching his way, increasing his lead in this session. Putting a little bit of pressure on Bill.
Yeah, of course, it's you know, that's where the mental strength comes in, because you know, you get off to a good start, you're winning hands, you're plus 25, you're cruising along, and then you know, things quickly turn around, and then even though you're right back to where you started, nothing's wrong. It's how you can, and I'm not terrific at this myself, it's how you can harness that, like, you know, sort of building frustration and clenched teeth and be like, that's cool, we're just playing hand by hand here.
Yeah, I think that's the key. You spoke on it. And there's a huge overbet here by Landon on the river. Let's see what Bill does.
He says, you got it. Yes, Train, that was the hand.
Oh So being a parent, my daughter is 20 years old and oh, here's a replay.
Yeah, because this was a river check call, and I suspected that Bill had a worse ace, and it was just a little bit of a cooler, good value bet from Landon. We're going to find out here momentarily.
So we got the 3 bets from Landon.
Call from Bill, and we make an ace high board here. Pretty good flop for Landon, obviously. And did it go check on the flop?
It did go check.
Oh, okay. And then another check on the turn from Landon, and this time Bill checks again. Board pairs queens on the river, and Landon has got to be confident with his hand. And now Bill fires when check 2 on the river. So it was Landon that check called. Okay. And so Bill did have a worse ace. Okay, so that's what I thought. It was a value bet from Bill. And
I think that's the thing, is I think he was value betting.
Oh, for sure he was, of course.
Yeah.
Both streets go check, and we get all the way to the river. And
and it pairs for sure.
Yeah, that's just kind of unlucky for Bill. I mean, how in the world do you bet that river and you get called by a better ace? Yikes. Hey, I mean, that pot could have for sure had more money in it just because of the nature of their hands. But both of them were playing it coyly because they figured they had the board locked.
Yeah, I think that I wonder if Landon would be able to get 2 streets, and if he was able to get 2 streets, like if it's the same amount of money as Bill's river bet.
Yeah. So. Yeah, probably, because I mean, I guess if money goes in on flop and turn, ace 6 isn't feeling so hot by the river, especially with the board paired queens. But interesting coy play by both of these players.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a 9K bet and a quick call from Bill, and the queen high straight from Landon is going to take that one down. That seems to me like a 2 pair hand. You know, that's a pretty quick call from Bill. You know, maybe another cooler there if he's got a good 2 pair.
Yeah, I wonder what Bill's mindset is today, because it does seem like he's acting very fast today compared to the last session. And I know one thing that he had done on the last session was he had worked on his timing tells a little bit. It seems like he's reverting back to acting a lot more quickly. So,
Well, now, of course, Bill, is it fair to say that he, by his nature, is prone to being a quick clicker?
Yeah, I think so. It's fair to say, but I think that's something that he and his coach MJ, that's something that they were working on. So yeah.
Right, and of course, this is where we had mentioned before the sort of like frustration and harnessing emotions thing, where sure, I mean, works on it, applies it, cruising along, a couple things stop going your way, maybe some of your wiring, your nature, kind of bleeds through, and learning it is one thing, and applying it is quite another.
Yeah. Yeah, in theory, it's just like, yeah, sure, no problem, we can do this. But then when you get into the situation where you have to apply it, it is, yeah. It's hard, man.
I mean, yet another reason why I prefer this seat, because it's easy to harness my emotions when I'm not having any. I'm not in the game.
So for those of you all watching, let's see, how many we got 323 of y'all watching. Don't forget, we are doing a $55 ticket giveaway every single hour while this match is happening. And you must be following ACR. So hit that heart and then type in the chat ACR team. Also, I want to know, can we do a poll? Who are y'all rooting for?
Good question. Who are you rooting for? Do you have to remain impartial as the host of the show, or what?
Please. I don't think no. If they told me that, I wouldn't volunteer.
Don't take sides, Kenny. Okay, you got to remain impartial. Nah, not gonna do that.
I don't know. I guess like I have to root for Bill, because he's the entire reason that I'm even on Twitch, that I found Twitch, because of the Thirst Lounge. And he just created, like, my life is completely different than it was 3 years ago. And that's because of Bill. So yeah, so I'm rooting for Bill.
Seems reasonable.
And like, I think it's a good story too, you know, it's that, you know, take this, like, mentally knock down these players who think they're really good, knock them down a few notches and give Bill a chance, and just really, it's just a good story, I think. So, Thirst Lounge for Eva. Eva never made it down to the Thirst Lounge, but she would love it. Yeah, personal crap, Ebony. The question is at face value, who will win? No, that's not the question I asked. The question I asked is, who are y'all rooting for? That's a different answer than who do you think will win?
It is. Ooh, here's a nice hefty 10K. Pop it up from the button from Bill here. And Landon wants to play a big pot. Let's go. King high board. Quick open check from Landon, and what's Bill gonna do now? Small bet. Quarter pot bet here from Bill. Is he testing the waters, or does he have ace king and love the flop? And a call from Landon. Kind of a, well, 7-8 got there, but not much else. Another check from Landon. And Bill has less than a pot size bet here. He checks back. Jack of freaking pumpkins on the river, and Landon could lead out here. Put Bill to the test. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Straight draw for Bill, he hit. Pharaoh, I love it. Oh, and Landon does jam here. So if you're Bill here in this spot, what's the worst hand you're calling with right now?
He snap folds. Yeah, man. I mean, the worst hand.
Like, are you gonna call with Jack 10 there? You river Jack?
I don't even know how he got to that point with Jack 10, but like, no, I don't think I'm calling Jack 10.
I mean, you can get to that point with Jack 10. If you raise pre, you flop a gutty, you're gonna continue, but you don't pick up any equity on the turn. You just check back. I think Jack 10 is a hand.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fair enough. True. I don't think I would call with a Jack. No, not the face card I would have been looking for. The worst hand. I mean, how do we even feel with like king middle? You know, like king 10. Do we like that? Are we calling?
I think king 10 is sexy. I think king 10, you block the straight, you have top pair, you did a little, I don't know. I think king 10 is a call there.
Yeah, and we're just gonna try to catch Landon with his hand in the cookie jar there, trying to pull us off it. Yeah, that's probably where I would probably not call with worse than king 10. That's kind of my range. Where are you at?
Man, I don't know. I think I don't know. I think maybe Jack 10 might sometimes be a call.
You just don't think Landon's jamming there with a naked king. Like, in other words, you're beating what with a jack?
Yeah, beating, like, Landon could be turning all of his other pairs into bluffs. You know, like his 9/8s, his combos that like turned straight draws. Yeah, because he just check called.
Yeah.
No, can we get a replay?
Well, the thing is, Ebony, we won't know the cards because Bill didn't call river. So,
yeah, but we can see what Landon did.
Yeah, true that. All right, true that. Replay would be cool.
We can get half the information, which helps us speculate a little more. So it's nice.
Yeah, we can guess a little more accurately.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's tough to tell after Bill check turn Pharaoh. Yeah, that's where it gets a little, I guess that opens the door for Landon to push with a huge variety of made hands and fake made hands. Also, that's also true. That huge amount of money went into that pot pre-flop. As Sean Hall points out, that pot was 10K plus. Just thought.
So hands won right now. They're pretty even, 60-60. So although they've won the same amount of hands, Landon is obviously winning a lot more per hand as he is up 43K on this session.
And that's I mean, as happens at these stakes, you know, just a huge swing just maybe 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. You know, that was a 50K difference. I believe Perkins got all the way down to what, like minus 28 or something like that.
So we were talking earlier before we started, you played a little bit of Heads Up and like some home games, some fun stuff or whatever. What was the last time you played Heads Up Cash?
Boy, it has been a while, maybe like 2 or 3 years. There were some sort of offline matches with some of the Twitch poker crew people in home game settings where there was some Heads Up Cash, but not a lot, and it's been like probably 3 or 4 years. What about you?
Oh man, I don't know. I know I've played some short-handed cash. I've played some three-handed cash, but I don't think I've played Heads Up Cash probably in years. I might have played it a couple times when I lived in California, but I mean that was, you know, 6 years ago. So 5-6 years ago. So I don't know.
What was that setting? Was that home game setting as well?
No, that was at a casino. It was a short-handed game. And somebody, like, there was just, the player I was playing Heads Up again was just so fun. Like it was a full table, and then it went 6-handed, then 5-handed, then slowly. And I was just like, I am just going to keep playing this player. As long as this player is here, I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you don't see that very often where, you know, usually you get down to like 3 or 2 and the game breaks, but you just kind of hung out and played the same. How long did it go on?
I want to say like 90 minutes, not too long.
Okay.
Boski! Hey, if you stay hard, you ain't gotta get hard. Shout out to Jeff Boski in the chat. Let's go.
What up, Boski?
Hello, Team ACR Pro. It's so exciting that I get to say that. Hey.
Poker dream.
Was it legal for you to play poker 6 years ago? Oh, psycho. Stop. But keep going. All right, here is the replay. Okay, King 10, boom. This is the hand
yes.
I was telling you about, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So a hefty raise, a hefty open from Bill, and then a call. Or was it, I thought that was a 3-bet pot. It wasn't.
Wait, this isn't the hand. This is a different hand. Yeah, because there was this is a different pot.
Okay, right. Okay, you're right.
We're looking for the King 6-8 flop, or King 6-9. King 6-9 flop is what we're looking for.
2 hearts, yeah, exactly. What happened on this hand? A big, okay, 2 spot bet, a call on the turn, and what is, man, okay, just a complete freaking airball for Landon here, and he's going to open check with King High. And the check back from Bill, who doesn't know where the hell he's at, but does have a good top pair hand, and takes that one down.
Funny that the hands that we were just talking about, King 10 and Jack 10, are the hands that they had in that spot. So.
Yeah, right. I wonder if that's why Train pulled it. But I know.
Good job, Train.
That isn't why. No, because the Train wouldn't have done that because we didn't see the cards on that hand because the red did not get called.
Oh wait, I guess we wouldn't be able to see the cards, right? Since it didn't go to showdown, we can't even see Landon's hand.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Yupe. Hi, Boo. How are you? Yeah. So we do have a check raise here from Landon on this Jack 10-6 flop. Bill does call, and the straight and the flush and the motherfucking straight flush come in on that turn.
They sure do. And I think we might be screwing this up a little bit. I think we can only do hand replays on hands that did go to showdown.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fine.
I guess we'll just have to guess with less information than we wanted.
We are drawing here in the next couple of minutes. It is your last chance, y'all. Get in there. Last chance to enter the drawing, the giveaway for a $55 ticket. So you must be following. Hit the heart down there and type ACR team in the chat. Screen blurry, just me. Yes, absolutely just you. Flo, I'm not surprised. Yeah. Let's go, 140 of y'all. All right, so apparently 209 of you are just super rich and you don't want a free $55 ticket and a chance to just turn that into like a potential like 8 or 9K, because we have what, the 55 40K, so maybe like 6K for first. Cool, got it. How rich, I love it.
Too rich to free roll. It would be like those, I don't know if you remember the old like trope where it'd be like, oh, you know, Bill Gates makes so much money every like moment of every day that it's literally not worth his time to bend over and pick up $100 bill. Like it takes 4.6 seconds to do that, and he makes more than that. Have you heard those sort of things, you know, as far as how much money people make? Maybe, yeah, you're just so rich, like it's not worth my time to free roll, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, I want to do that. What the heck? I want to be that rich to where it's just like, is this worth it for me to bend down, pick up this $100 bill? Nah. I've been down to pick up pennies.
Are they still making those?
I don't know. Maybe for people like me. All right, we'll do a last call, so 2 minutes. We'll do the giveaway at 4:02. How about that? Speaking of pennies, they should be making pennies because we have the become the next money maker. Let's go. It's actually, it's wild to me how many people, like, everyone should be playing this. It's the last month. Get in there, y'all. For a penny, you could win your way to a $105,000 contract with ACR.
Man,
come on.
So what a dream.
Yeah. Money, 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 money. Money maker. It's not a $55 free roll. It's a $55 ticket. You win a $55 MTT ticket to play to your $55 tournament of choice. And we do have a $55 $40,000 tournament. It's only on ACR. Night of Light. Yeah, it's only on ACR considering that we are on America's Card Room.
Yeah.
I hate to troll, but I love to troll those super obvious comments. I'm like, oh, maybe, yeah.
Can I play on clownpoker.net with this? Nah, man, sorry.
They don't want the 10K top prize from that one. Let's get them the info so they can just transfer that to you. Yeah, perfect. How about this, y'all? If you don't want to play the $55 tournament, or if you don't want the $55 ticket, you can just win it. Play the tournament and give me the money, and then I'll pay you for your time. Like whatever you're like, if you have a job and you make $15 an hour, if you win the tournament, I'll exchange the $15 an hour in exchange for the monies that you win. 5,500, 125K on Sundays. Come on, y'all.
Come on.
So we have a big pot brewing here. 29,000 in the middle. Coming to the turn. Bill has an SPR of 1 here. And as Chuck.
8 doesn't mean nothing, it doesn't look like here. I'm guessing we're going to see a bet from Landon. And we don't. Wrong. Okay, the hearts do come in here on the river. After the check on the turn. Bill's got a pot-sized bet left. He's
We
going to
will
check
do
it
the
over.
giveaway after this hand. Landon taking it down with the ace high. See, in spots like this with the ace-9 kicker, it in spots like that, it always confuses me when a player chooses to check it down with a hand worse than the ace-9 high, knowing that like the chances of winning that showdown, like maybe as something like ace-6, ace-7. This will, I would love a replay, but while we're waiting on the replay, let's do the giveaway. We are going to roll now. I know I said 402, but we had a hand, so let's roll it in 3, 2, 1, go. The winner is Sean Wall. Let's go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Sean Wall.
Yes
No way.
way.
No way. Me? Yeah, you, dude.
Yay.
And Ghost of M, uncharacteristically slow on the uptake. 3 messages after Sean Wall goes, me? Ghost is like, is Sean here? Hello?
All right, picking up the action on the right-hand side. We got a bet from Bill, $2,300 bet on a 9-3-3 club board, and the turn brings the jack of spades after Landon calls Bill's bet. And so now we got a double flush draw board. Let's see.
Cut Ghost some slack. He's got a ton, like 17 different jobs going right now. Yeah, but how is that different than normal, Train? Ghost is the octopus of Twitch mods. He's got so many arms and monitors, and he's a wizard, dude. You know, listen, the bar is high, okay?
So Bill does jam here, leaving 52 cents behind. Okay, so now if you're Landon, what's the worst hand you're calling here?
I mean, do we call with a 9? Are you calling with like a 9 right there?
What we got here, we got a replay. Ooh, yes. Okay, so this is the hand that I was talking about where why Bill would be checking if he can't beat ace-9 high. My guess was maybe he had a little bit of showdown with like a worse ace, but seeing how the board was 4-4-10, so he can't have ace-4.
And is this a just like
a 3-bet pot pre?
Yeah, so standard c-bet. Nothing happening here with ace-9, but got that ace high, and then the check river is the completion of the flush. And then did it go check again here? King queen. And ace high is good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I don't know. I guess that makes some sort of sense, but I think I would, especially king queen. I have like a tiny bit of showdown in a 3-bet pot. I'm probably just gonna do like a probing bet on the turn. Probably just try to bet like a quarter pot, try and take it down, and if I get called, just shut it down.
And do we think that Landon is going to get blown off of ace high on the turn there? You know, he's obviously stubborn, and he knows he has showdown value, which is why the river goes check. Mm-hmm. But at least, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Am I betting with king? Probably. Just there's not enough. Yeah, because
it's not a hand. It's not a hand that you're like pissed that you got check raised off, right? Like if you got bet off the hand, you're not gonna be like, fuck, I should have just stayed in the hand.
Yes.
Like it's not a hand that you're not gonna win it too often at showdown. You don't have any draws.
Right.
So because of that, like I feel like you have to bet something, and betting a small amount is, I think it's a decent thing. And then when the river comes, yeah, I don't know. I think he has to bet something on the turn.
Yeah, makes total sense. it's nice from Landon's point of view to scoop up almost 30K with ace high.
Mm-hmm.
And not really have to make any decisions, difficult decisions in the hand.
So we have a check raise here, again from Landon on the left. Falcon, you're still in, but if it makes you comfortable, you can retype it again. So you are seeing the live numbers on the left-hand side are just a couple of hands old, both the total challenge numbers and the this session numbers. Those are accurate as within a couple of hands. So Perkins right now down 35K on this session, and they are about 200 hands in. So it's like we got a 60K swing going in Landon's direction for this session alone.
Huge. I will be right back.
Okay. We have a raise from the button on the right-hand side from Landon on the button here, and just takes it down, and another raise on the button. And we have a 3-bet from Bill, the 4.4x 3-bet out of the big blind. And he does take it down. Bill does bet pot on the right and takes it down after raising pre. Hand count per hour has been pretty consistent. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. So the ACR show will be back on Friday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, pending what happens with this heads up match. We're kind of at the mercy with this. We want to bring y'all all the action, all of the heads up action. And this is such an interesting and fun match. So if they do randomly decide that they're going to play on the day that ACR show is, that does take precedence over this. Sorry for all the diehard Fat Train fans out there. But the ACR show is not going anywhere, we promise.
Is there any other way to be a fan of Train than to be diehard? Like who feels like Train's neither here nor there? Like who?
I
don't
mean,
like anybody,
I'm just kidding.
You're like, yeah, give him a 5 out of 10. I don't know.
He's just, no. Fat Train's got that salt and pepper hair going on. I love it. Train stand confirmed. Let's go. Happy birthday, Fat Train. Oh yeah, his birthday was yesterday. Happy 37th birthday, Fat Train.
The big 3-7. Yes! ! Train hands. One of my favorite commands that I've ever created.
Soft yet firm. Oh my god. Still looking younger than Kuhn, right, Ebony? Oh my god, of course.
Of course.
Jeez. That inadvertent troll was hilarious. All right, so we do have a massive check raise. Bill bet $968 on the turn, and Landon made it 12K. What
you gonna do, Perky? Bet 12K.
That's like in his mid-40s. Which one, Buffalo Soldier? Kuhn or Fat Train? Don't let the gray hair fool you.
It is a good look, isn't it? For guys.
I love it.
Salt and pepper look. Yeah.
It's George Clooney-ish.
Exactly. That's why, like the just for men thing, where it's like you're 64 years old, your hair's jet black. Like, man, just embrace the salt and pepper. It looks good.
Mm-hmm. He means Kuhn, obviously. Oh my. Poor Kuhn. Kuhn AARP. I know. I really thought he was just on the team because y'all were just trying to have, diversity and stuff, get a senior citizen on the team. I understand. I didn't realize he was actually younger than me.
Diversity. Yeah, diversity of age. Very important. Ghost went to school with a girl who got a white streak in her hair when she was like 15, just like Storm from the X-Men. Oh yeah, you nerd. I'm sure you were super into it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Don't you shit on nerds, Scott?
No, I say that with love.
It definitely sounded like it. So we got a big, like a 3/4 pot bet here on the river from Landon. Oh my gosh. And Landon really mixing up his bet sizing here. Betting 400 into 3K. So like 1/7 pot, a little over 1/7 pot.
Board pairs 9s on the river.
Woo, woo, woo. Sticky Slug Poker with the raid. Thank you for the raid. How was the stream? Welcome all newbies from the Sticky Slug Poker stream. Make sure you hit the follow button because we are giving away a $55 ticket that you can use for any MTT on ACR. So get in there, hit the follow button, and then type ACR team in the chat. We're here giving away things. And for those of y'all who are new here, my name is Ebony, and I am a Team ACR Pro, joined here by Scott. And he is like a legend in the commentating streets for ACR, has commentated for the Cage down in Costa Rica a few times, and you know, kind of skanks around everywhere. That's my favorite phrase, by the way. When I say skank around, it's not an insult. I'm here for the skanking around. As like somebody who skanks around.
Just like when I said nerd, it's said with love. That's very kind of you, Ebony. Although I have to say that's not quite as fun of a moniker as fellow team pro. That just has a certain ring to it. You know?
It does have a nice ring. I like that I can even say that. I'm honored to be a part of Team ACR, and I really like, you know, what's happening. If you guys can see what's going on behind the scenes and how hard everybody is working to make sure that you know and trust that ACR is the place to play. And having this match on ACR is proof. Boom.
That's another thing too that you'll be tickled pink to see when you make your way down to Costa Rica IRL for the Cage is the headquarters for ACR. Mind blowing. The operation is just incredible. The size and the sort of, I don't know, quality, whatever the word is, of the offices. Amazing. Amazing operation they've got going on down there. Super cool. Good people too.
Yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. Hopefully in 2022. Fingers crossed.
Yes, ma'am.
And yeah, we are going to give away a $155 ticket about every hour. And this match is, if they continue the way that they have been, it will go about 2 hours. So we are about an hour and 15 minutes into the match. So get in there, y'all. So Bill bets 1,200, about 1,300 into 1,800 on the flop and gets called from Landon. And the turn does bring in the flush.
Look at that tiny bet from Landon in this, I mean, I guess easy call from Bill, getting 27,000 to 1 on his money, and another spade on the river.
So Landon did this little blocker bet earlier on the turn with just ace 6 offsuit on a flush draw board. And so it's interesting. It'll be 6-4. Oh, I want to see if he did that again with like ace high or king high.
Yeah, can we get a replay on that, Train?
Yeah, because and that's a good. It's not a bad strategy to have, because you can sometimes get your opponent to fold his draws. Like if you don't have any spades or, you know, any draws in there, you can sometimes get your opponent to fold. And if you plan on check calling, you get to control exactly how much you want to call. You get to control how much you get to see the river for. So yeah, exactly. It's a strategy that I've been kind of emulating in some tournament spots, but it's interesting to see it being done in a cash game spot.
I've also, you tell me if you have the same experience, Ebony. I've found that move to be really effective against all skill levels. It's not even like you need to be playing, dumbasses in random casinos for that to work. it's sort of like a really hard move to combat, no matter how sort of good you are.
Yeah. Yeah, it is because what's the strategy for that, you know? And then it's one thing if you, especially with like board textures and, you know, like you can't peel with just like your king highs or ace highs when the player's leading in, you know, with one card to go, unless you have some more equity involved with it, or if you cut like a soul read.
Right.
So it does make it very interesting. It is hard to combat, exactly what you said, no matter what skill level you're on. And yeah.
It's something I remember from probably the thing that stood out the most play wise from the last cage in January of last year was Ryan DePaulo implementing that exact move often and to great success. It just worked so often to get weird folds out of your opponent when you just bet a freaking penny into $1 million and they like fold because they don't know what to do, or like you said, buying yourself a river for your price, much cheaper than the check call.
Yeah, especially because you can especially like if you want to check call for a certain amount, but your opponent is known to overbet, you know, if they're gonna triple barrel bluffs, then you get a chance to just slow them down with hands that you're just like, yeah, no, fuck it,
Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
Landon has reached $100,000 for the first time in this match on the left-hand side, and they do reset at 120,000, 300 big blinds. So if Landon gets to that point, they will reset.
They both reset to 40 at that point, right?
Yeah, they'll both reset to 40.
Yep. That's true. I see the flop. Scott Ball was the king of the cage. I do believe he is the current record holder for most won at a cage match. I believe it was in PLO. Correct me if that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had like a 60K, somewhere in the 60K range score in one of the PLO cages.
Wow.
And man, he was absolutely killing it in that session. He ran good. He played great, and just clobbered the room.
PLO will, oh my God, the ice just hurt my mouth. PLO will certainly build pots. It's an action game.
No kidding. Hey, if you want to wash it down with some Captain Crunch, that might soothe you.
Hi, Monkey Mel.
Landon considering a river response to Bill's $3,100 bet. We have seen a lot of river raises in this match. Let's see if we'll find another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. There you go. There's a little, there's the, oh, we do get a call and Bill river 3 Deweys.
Let's go.
So I guess I would just, yeah, well, damn. Nice river for Bill. That feels good. The random Deweys. How does that help you?
So somewhat Pharaoh asked, would it be in Bill's best interest to let Landon hit reset on the left now with some time remaining, get off short stack? Nope, he can. So Bill can top up to 40K at any time, but they're not resetting at 120K. I mean, until they reach 120K. So it's up to, they don't get to just be like, oh, let's reset now. Like, Bill would love that, but Landon would no way do that. So. Bill 3-betting here out of the big blind, 4.4. Oh yes, we got a poll, y'all. Who do you think is going to win?
This is not remember we were saying there's a difference between who are you rooting for and who do you think is going to win.
Oh, well, he made it who are you rooting for? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Actually, that's what I asked for. Who are you rooting for? I'm a liar. I'm like, no, but that is right.
And you also right is Pharaoh. You can reset it any time under. Yeah, you can. So you can auto top off to 40, but you're capped at 120. That's right.
Who are you rooting for? We got Perkins, Tice, Fat Train, the commentators, or Eddie Town 23. Let's go. Rat hole it. No, 10 big blinds is very different than 100 big blinds. So Alec, I play other sites. I'm in Canada right now, so I do play on other sites, but when I return back to Austin in the next few weeks, I will not be playing other sites. I will be playing primarily on ACR. And I also, it just depends on, the schedule and stuff, but I play the Sunday Million, I play different things, but ACR to me, I have found has the best tournaments, the softest fields. It's the most fun, and I'm very proud to be a part of the team. So, but I do like playing poker, so I play everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's a really common question for people, is they wonder if team pros are like, you have to play on this site, you cannot play on other sites, and I'm pretty sure that is part of nobody's contract. Yeah, people are pretty well. Or maybe
Poker Stars.
Oh, really? Is that right? But publicly though, I guess publicly is really what we're talking about. In private, you can kind of like, no one's going to bother you.
It depends.
Really?
God forbid if you're a Stars pro and you hit for a big tournament, like it's in their contract, they can't play anywhere else.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I just learned something new.
Yeah. Ooh, we got okay, I'm going to vote. Who am I rooting for? There's my vote. Look at that. We got a vote for the commentators. Hey. So Fat Train is winning the vote. What is even happening? What am I even doing with my life?
Where's Train? Where's the ACR show?
All right, we have a massive overbet by Landon here. He bets 10.2K on the turn into a 6.8K pot. And Bill is in the tank. And does raise with a jam. Oh my gosh. I wonder if that's something that Bill has picked up on, or if he's just decided like, fuck it, we're getting it in. I mean, obviously he did decide, fuck it, we're getting it in.
We know that for sure.
Like Landon betting 130% pot on the turn. Bill said, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. Who are you rooting for? Type the number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the chat. There are, how many? There's 362 of y'all in here. So let's just type a number in the chat. Go ahead.
Nothing feels right till there's rats on the screen. I know. Yeah, where's the marbles, man? Come on. What even is this?
Buford, that's a great number. Very original.
69,420, man.
So we got Bill leading the way with 66% of the votes on, according to the screen. Ooh, choose me for the $55 ticket. P. Drizzy, you got to get in there. Are you in there? Are you following? And you've typed the ACR team in the chat.
So that was a fun bet there. I don't know if you caught that on the left side table, where Bill bet $600 into like $6,700 and Landon folded. Feels good, man.
It's nice. All right, we got new. Oh yeah, that's a new poll. So just 1 or 2. So who are you rooting for? This is not the same as who do you think is going to win. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to see win this challenge?
That check raise is going to get it done on the flop for Bill there, and you are so right. I see the flop. We need an ace queen replay, and for me, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that hand. To understate the case, Ebony, just so you know, I think we've only seen one hand go to showdown with an ace queen, and that was Landon's ace queen, and he had made a queen high straight with it. So let me just, I want to caveat it. If you make a queen high straight with ace queen, it's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad. Also, of course, heads up, everything changes. My opinions are mostly based on A, not being that good, and B, playing in full ring games where ace queen tends to get you into trouble a fair amount of the time.
So I'm just like a 4-bet fold type of person with the ace queen.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, you know, go nuts with it until your opponent makes it clear they have 2 kings, and then you're like, all right, fine.
Yeah. All right, Scott, I'm going to leave you to it for a couple minutes. I have to use the bathroom and refill my coffee.
All righty. Now, the real question is, what kind of coffee will Ebony be bringing back? Is it drip pot coffee, just like an old, you know, Mr. Coffee? Is it a latte? Does she have an espresso maker? These are the important questions we ask here on today's ACR stream. And there's just a 5 there for Bill. Going to get it done. Kiwi Casey, you're voting for iced coffee. That's a good guess. A good guess. She's got, actually, you know what? You're probably right. She was remarking before we went live that it's quite hot there in Toronto, and her place is sorely lacking in central air conditioning. So iced coffee is a good bet. Big pot here brewing on the right side table. Ace high rainbow board. And there's a Jimmy Jam from Landon. And what's Bill going to do? Overbet, 2x overbet from Landon. Come get some. Oh, man, what a spot for Bill here.
Guess it would help if I took my coffee.
Oh, what do we think Bill's doing? I mean, well, he's folding here. Oh, brother. Man, I wonder if that's like a, you know, sort of a save face fold, or if he, you know, had a tough decision. Is he folding any ace there? Man, woo! Big move by Landon, and it works. Dos Equis, if her coffee is from a pod, I will lose my crush on her real quick. No, you won't. I promise you won't. But you're right that that's got to be the nut low form of coffee making, is those Keurig pods. Hard pass. Yeah, I don't know if maybe Train is not going to want to type it in the chat, but there was I'm sure he will never forget. He perhaps saved them on his phone, the voicemail from me at about 3 o'clock in the morning, walking home from a beer fest, where I, for some reason, thought it was a great idea to call him and leave a bunch of Duke Nukem quotes, because my voice was extra low because I'd been like drinking all day, and I'm sure he saved that, and it'll never see the light of day because it's really embarrassing.
I love all the speculation on the coffee. This is amazing.
Yeah, we were trying to. So I thought the best guess was that you were going to bring back iced coffee, and what did you bring back?
So I am drinking iced coffee. It's hot, but it's iced butter coffee. Mm-hmm. I'm not a pod girl. I'm not a Keurig girl. I'm not any of that. I am a very sustainability girl. So I do pour over, and I use a reusable filter. And I freshly grind my beans every day. I am bougie when it comes to my coffee.
Now let's explore the degree of bougie. Do you weigh the grounds?
Sometimes when I'm at all of my friends, like my friends in Austin, they all weigh their coffee. So when I go to their place, I do. Yeah.
That's the most hipster freaking sentence I've ever heard. My friends in Austin weigh their grounds. Yes, indeed they do.
Well, to be fair, they're my friends from Florida originally, and we moved to Austin together.
Okay.
So yeah, we all very, very bougie. I was actually explaining that to Arlie the other day about weighing the coffee with the grounds. And now I started to weigh my coffee, and now I have my coffee setting to my coffee grinder to the exact setting that I want. And I fill my water up to the exact setting every day. So. Okay.
So, right. So that was my next question, is you do the precise degree temperature for your water. Is it 187?
My pour over machine, it's by Brim Coffee. It does it. But whenever I'm not using that, I do do temperature for my coffee.
So then you definitely, whoever, I forget who had said they were going to lose their crush on you. I assured them they would not, but they said they were going to lose their crush on you if you turned out to be a pod girl. So rest assured, Ebony, they still have a crush on you.
Perfect. Relief.
Yeah. Sweet relief.
Why would you weigh your coffee? Yeah, so imagine, like, have you ever had like a weak cup of coffee where it's too watery or something that's too strong? It's you decide, you kind of figure out exactly what you like, and then you're able to weigh it, and it's the same every single day. So yeah.
Little quarter pot bet here from Bill. Another one of them out of position check raises incoming potentially from Landon. Indeed. And it's gonna work. Landon takes it down. Coming up on 300 hands so far in this session.
How do I grind my beans? I use a coffee grinder, not a weed grinder. I use a ceramic conical burr. I am for the true bourgeois. That's me. I have a conical burr grinder, and it doesn't deteriorate the quality of the beans and tear that shit up and shred it to pieces. So
we're gonna continue down the bougie coffee road. My espresso maker has the built-in conical burr grinder. It is wonderful, and it's amazing how much finer those grinders can get the grounds than the traditional cylindrical hold down the button grinders. It's really unbelievable. You wouldn't think that it would be that big of a difference, but it's like 20x.
Yeah. So John and Drew, actually, you can ask Fat Train, when I came down to the Thirst Lounge, when we flew down to the Virgin Islands, I brought my coffee maker and my coffee grinder in a whole suitcase of whole beans coffee and my collagen that I put in my coffee. I was outrageous.
Well, of course, we all know from Beverly Hills Cop that drug runners will use coffee grounds to hide the smell of their, heroin. So did you get hassled by airport security and did your suitcase get probed with needles,
Oh, I used to, before I got a hand grinder that I travel with. Yes, I travel with a burr hand grinder now. Before I did that, I used to grind my beans before I would leave. And we do have a check raise here from Bill.
Yeah, we do.
On the river.
Oh, Landon. And Bill backed into a flush.
Let's go.
Tricky little check by Bill, gets himself paid on that river.
Awesome. And we do have confirmation from Fat Train that we are going to watch the replay of that hand so we can break down all of the action as it happened.
Perfect. I mean, we were having an extremely important coffee conversation, so naturally we couldn't pay attention to the $100,000 that changed hands.
So Landon 3-betting here to 3.8K. Table flip. We're gonna do the Teresa table flip.
Okie native, cocaine. They use coffee for cocaine. Where'd you learn that? Cheech drug school?
Yeah, so there was one time, so I had a coffee grinds in a mason jar, and they literally opened my coffee grinds, poured them out to test to see if they were questionable. So
that was it, though. That was the extent of the probing.
I mean, I've gotten. I could go down the rabbit hole. I've gotten pulled out of the security line so much at airports. It's a joke now. My bag always gets randomly searched.
Oh,
I've gotten the TSA search thing, in my suitcase. I get it about 80% of the time that I fly.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's a raise here from
check raise.
Yeah, this pot
is an interesting size here. This is a 4-bet pot pre, so.
An interesting size in that it's smaller than you would think or larger than you would think?
I mean, so this board, when it's a 4-bet pot pre, you're probably you can size up a little bit. So Bill using the quarter pot bet, a little over quarter pot bet. Oh my goodness, this will be interesting here.
Wow. Bill says I'm going with it.
The 16K seems a little smaller to me than I would think. It's like a 2.5x raise. And yeah, Bill's now at 100,000. How the tides have turned. The tables have turned. The tides have changed. Jeez Louise.
The turntables have tided. So I'm sorry. What can you start over on that hand? Sorry, Trine. What was that? I didn't see.
Bill.
Thank you.
I think Landon made it 1,000. Bill called, and they saw the flop.
Yep. And Bill flops backdoor flush and nothing else, or backdoor straight.
Backdoor straight. Yeah, backdoor straight, backdoor flush.
So that's good enough for call. Yep. Turns the club draw.
Mm-hmm.
Another bet from Landon, and
yeah, and I think the only thing he has to do here is just check call.
Sure. And then he gets there and then open checks again. Figures Landon is going to have to bluff if he wants to win, or he just has a queen and Bill's got him anyway, and that opens the door for the check raise. And Landon did call him off, so he must have had the queen. Yeah, wow.
Queen, yeah.
Yeah, man, cooler for Landon. Bill's on the good end of that one.
I like his sizing there too. Like it's hard for Landon to have a full house on the queen 3 deuce queen 5 board.
Right.
So, and he made it. I think he got max value. I think if he makes it too much bigger, I think Landon might be able to find a fold, but.
Yeah, because like, what would Perkins be doing with that is not like either ace queen or I backed into a flush? You know, would Perkins be doing that with what? Just the ace of clubs, the pretend nut flush on a paired board? Seems really thin. You know, so you're probably right. That was probably the perfect size.
Yeah. So the tables have turned. Bill was down like 40K in this session, and now he is up 9K. Those couple of hands. Fat Train, can we get a replay of the hand that happened a couple hands ago while we see Landon betting 130% pot here on the turn? And last time Landon did this, Bill did raise, but he doesn't do it this time.
Are you talking about the one where Bill re-jammed?
Yeah.
And well, I don't think, we won't be able to get a replay of that, I don't think, because
that's right.
The flop.
I keep forgetting that it's not a hit, didn't go to shot. Yeah, okay. Let me finish drinking my coffee.
You haven't hit the precise caffeine level that will allow you to remember the showdown roll.
I don't think I've ever hit the precise showdown level.
Well, you just need to weigh it out.
I mean, the precise caffeine level.
Yes.
Look at me. See, I can't even make sentences. I definitely haven't hit any kind of precise caffeine level for anything.
Don't be up in your head, Ebony. You talk good.
I talk good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pharaoh says Lana's in panic mode as Bill's preparing to go to the bank. This is one of those things where it's such a this is a marathon for sure, not a sprint. So while it may seem that this is something, momentum is a real thing, but I think both of these players have people in their corner reminding them that it is a marathon, not a sprint, and to just try to play every hand to the best of their ability, to stay calm and use, the assets that they have in their brain to make good and sound decisions. I'm reading session and I said decisions. That's a new word.
That's I think I had a neighbor with that name. It was like D'.
New poll again. We got the poll in there, y'all. Who are you rooting for? Is this the same one?
I think it's the same one, yeah.
Your vote has been counted.
Where are we at on it? Let's see. It looks like Fat Train still leading the way. Most people rooting for Fat Train.
How many hands are they playing? 251. They're going to play 20,000 total hands over the next few months. What they've been averaging per session is around 430, 440 hands per session. So based on that very precise math, we say about 45 sessions, 45 to 50 sessions.
Thank you for hanging out with us, guys, for this one, the 5th of said sessions. If you haven't already, please follow the ACR channel, as the streams of this match will continue to come at you, as well as, of course, the regular ACR show hosted by Fat Train, aka the person most people are rooting for in this match. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon is the great ACR show. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, and please continue to do so.
Ooh. So we have another pot brewing here on the left-hand side. We got about 9K going to the flop of 8-7-4. Stozy. 20K hands, 5 cent, 10 cent, bro. Whoa. No way. If I ever have to prepare for a heads up match, though, deal. Not 20K hands, but we can play heads up for a short little bit.
You know what, Stozy, if you really want Ebony to be like, you know, into the stakes you're playing, perhaps you should play with coffee beans. Stacks of, piles of coffee beans. Man, you want to see Ebony sweat over a decision.
How much would we hate our lives? Listen, if we were playing for coffee, shoes, or reusable paper towels, I'm in there. Bamboo paper towels.
I think, isn't that just called a towel? Reusable paper towels. Have you ever seen that show, Extreme Cheapskates?
Oh my gosh. What are you going to tell me? Do they reuse paper towels? Like,
yeah,
actual
absolutely.
Paper towels?
Yeah, they literally have clotheslines set up in their house with clip, whatever they call those, clothes clips. Mm-hmm. And they hang up their used paper towels to dry like old laundry.
So are they using reusable paper towels or regular paper towels?
Unclear. I think just regular.
Because I actually do something pretty similar with my bamboo paper towels. Okay, so we got a big pot brewing on the left here.
Yeah.
The river did bring a flush. It also paired the board. There's 28K in there.
And it's going to go check, check. We're going to see the cards here. And Landon flopped himself a wheel. And it's good, I'm guessing, for it to get that far and that built up. Perkins might have had an ace there. And that's if so, that's a nasty spot. Can we get a replay on that train? I believe that was 199.
He's got the replay brewing.
Yes, brewing. You see, this is why everyone's rooting for Train. He's gonna keep it percolating. Yeah, my guess there is that Perky might have had a middle ace. But
percolating. You guys are great.
Oh, Perk. I don't get it. All right, here on the
percolating. Come on.
I get it. I've had the exact right amount of caffeine, so I'm dialed. I'm dialed. And the ace fiver, pair of fives for Landon, going to take that guy down. Quick little 4K bump.
Bill betting a little over quarter pot here on the right, and Landon does call the turn pairs of the bottom pair, bottom card, bottom pair, bottom card. And there's that lead, that small lead that we've been talking about.
The block. I want to see the river for $400, Bill, and what you gonna do about it? Bill says, okay, let's see the river for $400. And
well, I hope this goes to showdown because I want to see what he's been block betting with.
Yeah, we'll hope we get to see the cards here. The Suicide King doesn't seem to really mean much here. Landon is going to lead out. It seems like a screaming "please call me" bet at first glance. And Bill obliges, and Landon's going to show him a random rivered king. That was a 677 train. Let's see that one too, please.
Oh, that's the thing that I was telling you about when you have like a tiny bit of showdown and you just want to block bet and try to take it down, turning your worst king highs, worst cards into nothing, hoping they take it down, and knowing that if you hit, you're still not going to be drawing dead. That is crazy.
Exactly. And he just hits his random king. So I'm sorry, Train. Can you start this one over? Forgive me, dude. Thank you. All right. So the open from Bill and the call with the little suited connector from Landon. He flops the freaking joint straight away. God, that was 50. Right? Ace high too. So of course he open checks. Bill fires. I would be shocked if Bill didn't have something like ace 9 here. The check raise from Landon, and Bill, if he's going to call here, ace seems very, very likely. He turns the flush draw to go with it, Landon does, so he opens for a big over bet, and Bill, I don't remember how fast he called him, but he calls. This has got to be like ace 10. And then the river, that's an annoying river for Landon. That river sucks, which makes me hit the check. Makes total sense. The flush comes in, the board pairs, and Bill has 2 pair. Okay, that makes sense. He hits his nut turn card, and Landon over bets the turn, and Bill's like, what am I going to do? Fold queens up?
Yeah.
No. So he calls, and then the river check makes total sense. Both of them don't really like their hands all that much with that 2 of hearts. And that's a sucky cooler for Bill, man. That's just the worst turn card in the deck. Well, I mean, the 5 would suck too. But dude,
but he got lucky that with the deuce of hearts actually just kills so much action.
Yeah, he did. Bill saved a lot of money with that 2 of hearts, presumably at least another maybe half pot or more bet. Ooh, that's a cooler. What a sucky, because the random queen is just so disguised. It's just like, how in the world the overbet from Landon could easily be just like, how does that queen mean anything, Bill? Bet a lot of money, but he doesn't have to have a freaking wheel or like aces up, Sucks for Bill. That's cooler.
So we have another overbet here from Landon on the left. He is really shifting gears here with these overbets, but confirmed that these probing bets on the turn are exactly that. They're just block bets, hoping to try to take it down. I wonder if Bill's going to pick up on that with that king 8 offsuit hand. We were speculating on that. We got confirmation for one hand, and I'm going confirmation bias all the way that every time he does it, that's what's happening. and then when he's got it, he's overbetting.
Confirmation bias must mean you're right. I think it looks like that is going to be incoming replay here shortly. See you later, Pharaoh. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that a lot. And here is the hand. The open from Bill, the call from Landon with the king high. He makes the middle backdoor flush draw. So another way of saying not really much. He checks, and he just calls, figuring what? King high could be good, and we do have a diamond. And then he makes that because the turn card is meaningless, and he just has king brick.
Well, the bottom card pairing on the turn is a good card for the out of position player to lead sometimes. And wow, yeah. And then he just knows exactly where he's at and decides, wow, yeah.
He has ace high. Yeah, so he did. He had the best hand the whole way, and Landon just somehow turned that block bet into a random king which I guess is another one of the benefits of that block bet, is like, what do you do if you check and Bill bets? Like you just probably fold, right? If you check and Bill checks back, what are you hoping happens on the river? So the block bet sets him up to, sometimes you're just going to get lucky.
Yeah, and then I like his bet on the river because he's going to get some value from ace highs. Because Bill, if Landon chooses to check back there with his pair of kings, all the worst hands are mostly going to just check back, trying to get to showdown. So he does extract some value from a worse hand there. So, and we've got another check raise situation coming from Landon here on an ace 6-6 board. Rainbow flop.
And it was, I mean, Bill had a good read on that hand. He figured he had the best hand, and he did. Like, it's like, unless you made a random king here somehow, Landon, I have you, because why would you lead river? Wouldn't if Landon's going to block bet turn, wouldn't he lead river no matter what happened, just because he's not going to check give up because he has air? So it's like,
Yeah.
unless he has a random king, Bill has the best hand there, and he had that. But this Landon unfortunately did have a random.
Yeah, as played, he's going to be betting a lot of rivers there, so it's. I think Bill's call was absolutely right there. So
Yeah.
just unlucky river.
Interesting hand. Looks like Train still leading the way. Most people rooting for Train in this match.
I mean, it's standard. He's got that George Clooney hair. That's totally normal. I'm rooting for Train.
Me too.
Ghost, you are way nicer than me. My band hammer is so heavy and so quick. I'm just like, bro, there it is. I'm a moderator. Y'all be careful, tread lightly, because I don't play around with the bands.
Uh-oh. He's been given the sword. I mean, hey, listen, we all love the jolt we get from coffee, but nothing quite matches the euphoria of getting the sword.
Oh man. You ask my mods when I'm streaming, they're like, Ebony's so quick. They're like, you beat us all the time. I'm like, ugh. Well, there's saw Ebony raid Boski and ban someone in 10 seconds.
I mean, there are definitely certain comments where, like, you can tell that the person might have just, like, they're cool, but they just, like, said something stupid, and they're not. But, like, there are some comments where it's like, why am I timing you out? If you're gonna say something like that, why are you even here, dude? Like, go away.
Yeah. Y'all, let's get in the good vibes, Let's be aware of what kind of energy you're contributing to this world. What kind of world do you want to be a part of? You want to be a part of something that's just like negative Nancy? All right, keep it moving. don't do it here. So we have Landon here betting a nice little 3/4 pot here.
Bill's going to see the river card. It's a random jack. And the sixes and fours for Landon is going to be good on the check river. Now you going back to that block bet on the hand where Landon had rivered the king and Bill called with ace 10. Mm-hmm. The board had paired the bottom card, the 3, on the turn, and you had mentioned that that's a good spot for the out of position player. Do you think that if Landon really did turn 3 3s in that spot, that he would make that move, that he would lead out for right? No. So you're saying it's good because why?
It just slows the other player down. Like if they have in my opinion, from my experience, and I'm not as eloquent and my theory isn't as well put together and elevated as some other people that are really well versed in these spots, but it does kind of put some pressure on your opponent and some of their king high, queen high, and even it might get some ace highs to fold. But you're just really targeting some better hands that aren't paired and putting them in a tough spot, and you become the driver. So if they just choose to flat, then you can just bet a lot of rivers. You can continue to bet a lot of rivers and put them in a really tough spot.
So here on the right side table, Bill had called a check raise on the flop. I believe the turn went check. And now how many 10s are there in this deck? A river bet from Landon. 2/3 pot or so. That's going to be good enough to take her down. We did get all the way to the river on the left side table here too. The check from Landon. Does Bill want to bet this straighty board? Yep. Oh, Play Angry wants to see you, Ebony, play Gentilly in a heads-up match, and I have no freaking idea why he would pick Gentilly as your partner. I have 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. Would you be down to play Gentilly in a heads-up match if that could be
She is
arranged?
like the sweetest person ever. I've had the pleasure of having dinner with Gentilly during the ladies event at the World Series a few years ago. And she is just so sweet. So sweet. Playing her would be fun, obviously. But I haven't really put much thought into like if I play heads up with somebody, who would I want to play? But of course, she would be fun. But I would want to play her like live. That would be so fun.
Oh yeah.
just
yes.
talking to her, and the amount of boobage that would be had between the two of our outfits. Like, we might be the most 2 out of line poker players when it comes to cleavage. So I'm here for that.
I think you guys are top 5, no doubt top 5.
And she's my face twin. It's so weird. So when I was younger, when I was in high school, I used to hear all the time that I look like Jennifer Tilly. And I thought it was crazy. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I met her. The first time I met her, I played with her at the PCA in the Bahamas. And I couldn't stop staring at her. And I was like, we actually just look pretty fucking similar.
Yeah,
it was
really
so
do.
weird.
You look a lot alike. Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about like success, like I don't know, prodigy is not the word, but clearly like she picked up on poker she won the ladies event. And how many players were there in that 2005 event that she won? Like,
I want to say like 12 or 1300, maybe more.
So many. And like, okay, yeah, she's with Phil Locke, who is a wizard, and he taught, but talk about imbibing, holy moly. Like, oh, sure, Phil, teach me the ways. And then 5 minutes from now, I'm just going to win the ladies event. What a boss.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's very, very smart. Very, very very intelligent, very sweet, just an overall good person. And I am team Gentilly all the way. So.
Well, it looks like we have reached the end of the line, right, guys, for today's stream. These players have clocked out and gotten up.
Yeah, that is the end of the session. So they are slowing down a little bit. They got 362 hands in the session. Bill did have a small losing session, minus 30K on this session, but overall they've played 2,043 hands. Perkins is down 85,000. That does not include the 9 big blinds per 100 that they have on the outside or at the end of the bet. That will be added on retroactively when they have played their 20,000 hands. But y'all, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's giveaway time.
Ooh.
Hey. All right, it's the last chance. Hit the follow button if you're not following. We are giving away a $55,000 ticket, and you have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on, Scott. 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
And the winner is... waiting on Nightbots. What the heck? Just kidding.
And Ebony's computer crashed.
Marina!
Yay!
Hey, boo-boo, Marina won. Marina won my home game, and then the following week she got second in my home game.
Wow, nice run. And now she wins this too? Jesus, stop hogging all the luck. Awesome.
Good.
And when's your home game, Ebony?
Well, it was on Mondays, but my home game's on a hiatus right now because there's been a lot of things going on that hasn't allowed me to be here consistently. So it is what it is. It will be back soon though. Stay tuned on socials. But Scott, this was awesome. Thank you so much. And major shout out to everyone who tuned in today. We appreciate y'all. And again, major shout out to Ghost and Fat Train and the entire team, the entire ACR team behind the scenes working so hard to bring y'all this heads up action.
Absolutely.
Scott, it's a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. I had a blast hanging out with you, and Twitch chat. Love you guys as usual. Echo all those same thanks. And thanks to Bill and Landon for putting on a great show for us.
Yeah. And we will see y'all the next time they decide to play. We don't know when it is. We are at the mercy of Bill and Landon. So thanks again, y'all, and have a fantastic Wednesday. Bye.